What's up, guys? Matt Blank here. I'm with my friend Omar Bolden, Super Bowl 50 champion.
What's the deal, y'all?
We're going to go over some of the secrets, some locker room talk, and kind of break it down. What his journey was like to be on both sides, a win and a loss of a Super Bowl. We're going to take it back to high school. So how were you like in high school? Were you a big recruit coming out or kind of hidden player?
No, I was a 4-star recruit. I was heavily recruited,
Okay.
you know, which is something I'm very proud of. You know, I was recruited by like schools like USC, Michigan, Nebraska. Ultimately decided to go to Arizona State, but yeah, I feel like I was a pretty elite athlete in high school.
And you didn't play any defense in high school, huh?
Nah, I was the running back.
The running back.
Running back, Booby Miles. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that was my thing. I love like playing with the ball in my hands.
Okay.
I feel like I'm most effective, and I'm the best football player I could possibly be with the football in my hands. So I made a lot of plays for our team. Fortunately, we were able to win a championship.
Y'all did win a ship?
Yeah, we won a championship.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I got to remember that because I'm going to ask y'all a question about
Boy,
that.
no doubt, no doubt.
How did the transition come from running back to cornerback?
It came pretty smoothly, actually, almost seamless, to be honest, just because I guess playing running back requires you to be a really good athlete. So being able to change direction, stop and start, accelerate, stop on a dime, those are things that kind of just came natural to me.
Oh, for sure.
So, you know, and when I got to college, that was like my biggest opportunity to play was to be on defense. So it was like, shit, do I want to sit around and complain about wanting to play running back, or do I want to get my ass out there and play defense? Sure. You know, so I saw opportunity and I seized it, and I was able to earn a starting job by week 5 of my freshman year.
Was that coach's decision or your decision?
It was actually coach's decision. I actually went to the coach's office. Coach Dennis Erickson was my head coach at the time, and I was gonna have a conversation with him about redshirting. I go in his office because I wasn't playing.
No,
for sure. And I was like, man, I'm not about to burn my year. So I go into his office, and he actually was like, hey, I'm glad you came in. We're gonna start you this week. And I was like, oh wow, shut me up.
That's real, yeah.
Yeah, man. So that's kind of how the story went.
Nice. How did all 4 years kind of go for you?
On the field, they really well. Injuries kind of made my career kind of go up and
down. No, for sure.
And you know, any athlete can attest to this. You know, regardless of what kind of conditioning or shape you're in, you know, you're almost you can't avoid injuries.
It's got to come at some point.
It's going to come at some point, you know, and
sure.
unfortunately, it came more times than not for me. So my first 2 years, I played well as an freshman All-American, came back as a second-team All-American as a sophomore, and then got hit with, I tore my MCL in my right knee.
Okay.
Ended up taking a medical red shirt, came back, became an All-Pac-10 defensive back, decided to come back to school as a senior, tore my ACL in the spring, and then didn't play.
Okay.
So I ended up missing my senior year, and then ended up going into the league.
But I mean, that kind of has to be a statement. Like, you were so good senior, or like not playing senior year, that your 3 years kind of proved who you were as a player, huh?
Yeah, yes. You know, you put in the work, you're definitely going to get recognized and notarized for those things. It's kind of interesting though. My story, you know, I decided to submit evaluation for the NFL, which all underclassmen can do when they just feel like they're ready or even want to test the waters. And the NFL sent me a grade back as a 4th rounder. I always felt like I was first-round talent, so you know I wanted to go back to school. I go back to school. I ended up missing the entire season.
Yeah.
I still get drafted in the 4th round. You know, so in a sense, I almost kind of felt like they kind of lied to me, because how could a healthy Omar be worth as much as an injured?
Yeah, no,
you know?
that's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think I put the work in. I just feel like I probably would have been drafted sooner had I came out the year before.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about. So you got drafted in the 4th round.
Yep. Mr. 101.
Okay.
Mr. 101.
How was rookie season? A lot of bullying and like, how was that? Like, how was the treatment rookie year? You always hear.
Yo, you know what? It all depends on who like your OG or who your veteran is.
Like, who was your OG for you?
My OG was Champ Bailey. Hey,
okay,
so
you can't go wrong right there.
Man,
okay.
It was so cool. My situation was so unique, man, so special. I'm blessed and fortunate to be in that situation, to come in and learn from arguably one of the greatest corners of all time.
Yeah.
But Champ was real laid back and cool, man. Like, he wasn't into that bullying shit. He was like, this is my rookie duty. I had to pay for a dinner, and it was nice and neat.
That ain't nothing.
I mean, it was
pricey, yeah.
It was pricey, but you know what? Like, compared to what other guys are doing.
Yeah, no, I've seen and heard some stuff like the locker room.
There was no hazing in our, but there was hazing on the team.
No, for
but
sure.
not in my group.
That's good. Yeah.
You know, so
yeah. Was Champ kind of like a TO? Like, was he a loud kind of person, or was he like lead by example kind of guy?
Man, Champ was really quiet, man.
He had some swag though.
Amazing swag. He had some true bravado out there on that field, and you know, just walking, you know, great confidence.
No, he walked with it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, Champ was more laid back though, man. I sat next to him my entire rookie year in the meetings, so I mean, I'm getting to talk to him all day, every day.
No, for sure.
You know, we spend more time in the meetings than we do on the field, which a lot of people don't even know. But yeah, man, it was more of this. Hey, man, you should do things like this, or hey, man, you can't do all that. It was, and you know, and even when we spend time outside of the facility, you know, it's always just real mellow talks, but always giving game, always dropping jewels, which I could appreciate coming from an OG or a veteran because, you know, when you come into any game, any industry, you're lost.
No, and a mentor is such a big thing in anything.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge, you know, and you know, there was something I wanted to do in business that I knew Champ was doing. I just reached out to Champ 3 days ago. It's crazy we're having this conversation just to pick his brain on that. And for him to pick up the phone and be like, yeah, call me whenever, you know, it's like those relationships eventually become more valuable than anything I ever did on the field.
Off the field, yeah, now it's in business and stuff
for
like
sure,
that.
For sure. It becomes a lifetime bond, you know, of an OG and a young G, you know.
How was it like, how many years in until you won your Super Bowl?
4.
4? Okay.
Which ended up being my final season playing.
Okay, that's a way to go out though, yeah.
For sure. If there's any way to go out, you definitely want to go out like that. Yeah.
All right, let's kind of get talking to the mindset of like Super Bowl. Did the win come first or the loss come first?
Oh yes, so I guess we didn't mention that.
Yeah.
I did go to 2 Super Bowls. We went to 1 in 14 and 1 in 16. Got our ass whooped in 14 by Seattle, which kind of left a bitter taste in my mouth because one of my best friends is starting linebacker for them. But yeah, obviously the better one is the one that you win.
No, obviously, for sure.
Know? But at the same time though, there's huge teaching moments in the one that we lost.
Yeah, let's break down 14. Was it was it locker room? Was everyone like new coaching staff? Like, what do you think kind of?
Bro, you know what's crazy is we had a different coaching staff than one that we won and then we lost. But each season we won 13 games. Each season we were #1 seed in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know?
So on paper it looks the same.
On paper you match up the same every time.
What do you think it was in that kind of made the difference?
Each team we had greats, we had Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
I mean, that year went to Super Bowl, just to name a few, obviously Peyton Manning, Eric Decker, Demaryius Thomas, Wes Welker, Noshawn Moreno,
Stacked.
Julius Thomas.
Stacked.
That's on the offensive side. If I'm forgetting people, I forgot, you know, offensive line, Brian Clady, I can't remember anymore. On the defensive side, Champ Bailey, DRC, Chris Harris Jr.,
stacked both ways.
Mike Adams.
Yeah, no, y'all are stacked.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy to see like a team so stacked.
Yeah.
But when you matches up on paper to the next team, I mean, they were stacked too.
No,
you know,
for sure.
And that's usually how it is when you make it to that type of game, you know. But to be honest, man, I'm pretty sure there are other of my teammates that will talk about this openly, but I really feel like the mindset was different, you know. All of us hadn't been there before. I think that at that point, there'd only been 2 people on the team who had been to a Super Bowl. That was Peyton and maybe someone else. I forget who it was.
Yeah.
So it was lack of experience, you know, lack of just
being in that kind of situation.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's different. You know how they say the preseason is one thing, then the season is another thing, then the playoffs another thing, and then the Super Bowl is
and it's kind of hard. You don't know how to turn it on to that Super Bowl level. You don't know how to do that.
Because you've never been there before.
Yeah.
You've never been there. It's like, you know, everyone says what they're going to do in the fight till they get punched in the mouth.
Yeah,
shit.
that's the truth. Yeah.
You know, and things start happening, you know. So, but another thing I also, and this is where I say that I'm sure a few of my fellow teammates would attest to this, is that I just feel like they intimidated us, you know. And I don't want to say it was one person individually, but as a collective and as a whole unit, like, it seemed like we were scared of Seattle, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure some guys don't want to say that and admit it, but when I look back on
that's
things,
the vibe that kind of the team was carrying.
That was the vibe. You know, they had this intimidating defense and this high-power offense. You know, they had an intimidating offense, too, with Marshawn running. And, you know, and the defense with Cam Chancellor, the Legion of Boom.
Boom, like, that was Legion of Boom,
You know, it was different. It was different, you know, so I kind of feel like we were a little intimidated that year. So we ended up taking the L, you know. But the beautiful thing about taking losses in life is you learn something every time.
The struggle makes the story. So, like, after the loss, like, 15 is kind of like, would you call it like a rebuilding year? Or, like, y'all hungry for it
After
again?
we lost? Hell yeah, we were starving.
Yeah.
We were starving for it, man. Ended up going 13-3 again, right?
Yeah.
Breezing through the season. I forget who we lost to. That doesn't even matter. We get first seed home playoffs. First seed in the playoffs, home field advantage. Play the Colts. All right, we come out, and for whatever reasons, we wanted to win. I felt it. The energy felt good, you know, but we just weren't playing well.
Yeah.
Offense and defense, we just weren't finding any type of synergy, to get the thing rolling, and unfortunately ended up taking an L at home.
Yeah.
All right, so now like the taste is real bitter in our mouth, and then we come back. I feel like we came back in 15 or for the 16 season with like revenge.
Yeah, like a chip on your shoulder.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then we're fortunate enough to go 13-3 again.
Yeah.
I think 13-3 again, and we got to the playoffs with a different mindset. One, we had this few different like leaders in the other
Did someone
spots.
step up, or did someone like?
Well, we signed guys like DeMarcus Ware, T.J. Ward, Akeem Talib.
Oh, geez, people who've been there.
People who have been there, who played in big games,
Yeah.
and that were hungry to win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like those three guys.
It was their time to get it. Yeah.
Those three, and there was a lot of role players. You had Malik Jackson, Danny Trevathan, Derek Wolfe. Chris Harris. I forgot to mention him. Bradley Roby. Guys that were hungry and that were hurt. But like these three guys were like. Everyone, we all look to them.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm
sure,
saying? Like the DBs, we look into the lead and TJ, and Von Miller. Excuse me. I don't know how the
How
hell
did we forget
how
that?
the
I was
hell
waiting
do
for you to bring
forget
him in there
Von
somewhere.
Miller? That is crazy.
I was waiting for it to come in.
Arguably
Yeah.
the best player in the NFL. Sorry about that, bro. But yeah, guys like that, that just were hungry and just whatever those guys told us, it was on. And then obviously on the offensive side, we had Peyton. So
y'all just listen to him.
And Peyton physically was probably on his decline, which unfortunately for all of us. Yeah. For all of us, Father Time is undefeated.
It comes at some point.
But one thing that can always stay sharp is your mind. And Peyton's sharp as shit.
Yeah.
Like always approached the game like he was always had something to prove, and always wanted to be more prepared than the next man. So having all of that, tied in, all those variables tied in, created an awesome equation. Yeah. Which ended up leading us to the Super Bowl and winning it.
Question: were you a special teams captain?
I wasn't a special team captain. I felt like I always should have been. Yeah. But rightfully so. There was a guy who I respect very much named David Bruton.
Okay, he was.
Yeah,
okay.
he was. Yeah.
I got you. Okay.
Yep.
So let's talk about you winning in 16.
Yeah.
Here's the question: which one went more in high school Super Bowl, or high school state championship, or winning one with the pros? I've never won one in either. Like I've won one in track, but I've never won one in football, and obviously never went to the NFL. So like, I just know you're with your boys in high school, and over 4 years in the league too, you kind of build that. Did one mean more than the other, or just two different experiences?
What's crazy is, and like, my career was only 4 years, so I don't complain because of like what I've done in the career. I won one in high school, I won one in college, and I won one in the league. So they're all sweet. Yeah. And high school was sweet because it was the first one. Yeah. It was the first one. It was with my homies that I grew up with.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It was like,
for sure.
It was like, yo, those guys never play football ever again, but we'll always be able, if we ever want to, we could always talk about that.
It's always talk about high school.
It's always talk about that, And then college was great because it was my first year, which was the only year that we really won. So, but I just came in hot. I was starting as a true freshman. Yeah. So we won, and then obviously Super Bowl one. It was icing on the cake, man. Yeah. No, for sure. It's the biggest stage. Yeah. Other than the World Cup, what other sporting event is bigger than that?
100%. Yeah.
So all eyes are on you. So just a special time, a special thing to be a part of, and just happy I'm able to have this ring. This is icing. Yeah. Yeah.
Was it a hard transition going from a win, and then you said you were released right after that?
Hell yeah. Hard transition. I don't know if that's necessarily the word, but I will say, though, a client of mine asked me today, when did you get this click to go, like, are you always going now? Yeah. And I was like, yo, the second I got released, because I had never been cut.
So you were you like this before?
I always worked hard, but there's something different inside of me now.
No, that's what I was going to say, and for the people who don't really know, like, I come into the gym every day, and this dude is on another level. Like, he is hyped to the max. Like, no, it's true, though. It's just like, I think anyone in the gym that works out here would be like, yo, I'm glad O's in the gym today. Like, that's all the motivation I needed. Like, word. And it's crazy because I thought you carried that since high school. You know what I mean? And like,
this is so really quick to backtrack, and we'll get back to it. My dad told me one time in high school he knew I was going to play sports at a pro level. And one day he was getting ready to leave work. It was like 5 a.m. I was going to school. He was like, yo, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm going to work out. So I've always had this work. I've always wanted to outwork the next man. I've always wanted to work when people were sleeping, whether they were getting up or going to bed. I've always wanted to put in extra work, but just being released, man, I've never been released or cut from anything.
No, for sure. And like you said, that effort got you to where you're at. Now it's like that effort got me cut. Like it doesn't,
It's
you know
like,
what I mean? And it's
how does that happen?
Yeah.
Okay, well, obviously something's got to change.
Yeah.
And I never felt like I wasn't working hard or I didn't value my position or I took things for granted. I never felt like that, you know, but maybe God was telling me otherwise, or maybe he just wanted to steer me in another direction.
No, for sure.
Whatever it is, you know, whatever it is, I'm at peace with it. But that shit flipped the switch on me that I didn't even know I had.
Just took another level.
Absolutely. I'm talking about in everything.
Yeah.
From the way I prepare for life, the way I approach my relationships with my girlfriend, my friends, family, to the way I work out, to the way the entrepreneurship, like, bro, to my like spiritual relationship with God, you know. Oh man, it flipped another switch, bro. It's just being released, you know.
I think I got about 2 more questions, and we'll get into the workout kind of thing. Did you have like a go-to song for like the Super Bowl, or like what got you hyped for like 16, the one that you won? Like what was the ritual like for that? Like waking up on game day, knowing you're about to play the biggest game.
Yeah, I had a playlist. I still got it on my iPhone. It's called Game Day Playlist.
Yeah.
I think it had a Travis Scott joint on there. That was he had the Birds in the Trap album dropped. Trap Soul, some Bryson Tiller. I like my playlist before the game is so
all over the place.
All over the place. Some is hype, some is mellow.
Yeah,
you know?
I got you.
Had some, some Sade on there. So I had some Childish Gambino.
Literally, that's all over the place. Okay.
All over the place. All over the place.
Did you have like a ritual though, from like the way you brush your teeth or the way you got up, like on a Super Bowl? Was anything different, or same old? Just kind of doing the same thing.
Keep it the same. Keep everything the same, and that's one thing that the greats do. They teach you to do. Just
routine.
Keep it the same.
Yeah.
Routine, man. But try not to get outside yourself.
I think that's a huge
kind of
tip.
Just stay
right
the
there.
same.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Now I've met you here at Muscle Farm, and I found out you're a coach. How did that transition kind of come? Was it an easy transition? Did you wake up one day and be like, I want to coach now, I want to give back? Like, how did that come about?
Nah, it kind of just happened over time. I was released and I just got really motivated. However, at that time I was training myself, but I wasn't motivated to train myself. I was motivated, but it just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. So I had to hire a trainer. So, I reached out to a couple people, and I ended up hiring this guy named Anthony Perez. Anthony Perez was driving from West Covina to Marina Del Rey every day to train me.
That's a haul.
It's a haul. It was real commitment, man. It was real commitment. And we ended up creating this extremely dope bond, and we just began to build and cook up together. Time began to go on, and my injury didn't really heal the way that I wanted it to. And I kind of realized that my time of playing was probably turning towards the other way, and it was probably time for me to make, move in another direction. And I was spending a lot of time with Anthony. Not only was he training me, but he was kind of teaching me and coaching me at the same time. And I was just asking questions on why we were doing this and why we were doing that. And at the same time, I'm going through this rehab process, so I'm constantly, finding myself in situations where I'm learning more and more about the body, and I just began to become more and more interested, and just in learning, myself.
Yeah, for sure.
And then Anthony ended up getting a position or opportunity to go coach at Stanford, and he was leaving, and or he was going to accept the job, and he had like 10 clients.
Yeah.
That he was like, yo, I don't know what I'm going to do with them, and he was like, I think you should really, take over for me, and I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. I'm not really into coaching anybody. And then some time went by, I kind of thought about it, said, you know what, maybe I should probably consider doing something like this, at least for now, anyway. And, I kind of just began to fall in love with it. It was something that I just enjoyed doing. I felt like I couldn't compete anymore, so I want to help. I want to give
bring
tools,
those people to the best.
Any tools that I have that I could give someone else, I want to just give them to help increase, their ability to perform or even be somewhat of an athlete.
For sure.
And that kind of just brought me here. I ended up getting an opportunity to come on here to Muscle Farm as an athlete and a trainer. And, that's kind of just how my life has been going.
I think it's cool too, like Omar won't speak on this because he's so humble, but like he has such an advantage compared to other people. Like he's been through the trenches, he's been through the games, and like the way I've seen him train some of his clients is like I said, when we walk in here as coaches, we walk in and like we're trying to find that motivation, and he's just had it. Like he pulls from something and he just has it, and like the way he teaches his clients is just cool because he's always on. But like when we work with the NFL athletes, like he knows his stuff. Like he's been through the anatomy part, through the rehab. Like he's got the motivation. Like he knows what they need, and it's like that's one of the reasons we linked up. It was like, what can I learn from this guy? And I don't even know what he's trying to know from me
Facts.
because he's got everything in the book. So, I mean, I'm trying to secretly steal all this stuff from him. I mean, he's just an amazing coach, and we're going to try to do some stuff this NFL offseason together, and it's going to be an exciting time. Man.
I appreciate you saying that, but Matt doesn't know. He says he doesn't know what I want to learn from him. You know, making the transition from player to coach, it's kind of hard for me, and in my opinion, for my peers to kind of accept me as a coach. You know, because I mean, I was in the locker room with these guys.
Yeah, cutting up with them.
I was cutting up
Yeah.
with them. You know,
Yeah.
so like what I'm learning from Matt is how to actually be a real coach. You know, it's one thing to be mentored a little bit and kind of be steered in that direction, but every day, you know, I feel like I need to learn. I'm still wet. I'm still green behind the ears. You know, and I want to be the best coach I could possibly be for my clients and for my brand. You know, that's what it's all about, putting the best product out there on the field is what they would say in my profession or in my old industry, and that's what I want to do in every aspect of life. So,
for sure.
you know, that's why you know, that's what I'm learning from you.
Yeah.
You know, how to be the best coach I could possibly be, because I could demonstrate something.
Yeah.
Right. But for me to articulate it and break it down to the next man, for him to understand it the same way I understand it, I need help with that.
Yeah,
So that's
no,
why
for
I
sure.
come to you, you know, because I want to be better at that. I want to be the best coach I could possibly can, just like I want to be the best player I possibly can.
And that's something cool too from like a coaching's point, is like there's no ego. Like I've got to find a way to relate to those players in the locker room. Like how do I get that locker room to come to my groups now? And for you, like how can I get them to like respect me on a coaching level? And
Yeah.
it's cool, like a lot of coaches you'll see like they don't share their secrets, and it's like they act like there's only one secret recipe, and like me and Omar come from two different paths, but like we're getting the same results. Like we both train
fact.
guys in the league. They're both healthy, like that's the main thing, and they're both improving their performance. So
Yep.
I mean, that's been kind of the coolest thing. And in the next video, we're going to show you guys. We're going to show you. We collabed on a workout and show you what a Super Bowl workout looks like, and we're going to break it down. So stay tuned for the next video, guys. We're going to show you what it looks like. I appreciate y'all listening, and I look forward to the next video.